Goals. Goals. Dude, I'm that age, but I'm still coming to the gym with my wife. They're going their separate ways to the locker room. That is goals.
My motivation comes from like my willingness to prepare and plan my week. What am I most passionate about? What is a priority in my life? What do I hope to achieve this week, this day, this morning?
All right, guys, Saturday afternoon. It's leg day. Just finished up with about 15 minutes in the sauna. Then I did a dynamic stretch routine, which really just kind of heats my body up in the sauna. And then I get a dynamic stretch, get the joints ready, get the muscles ready. And now we're gonna move into a high volume, quad focused leg day. It's gonna be a lot of volume. It's gonna be a lot of reps. But one reason I really like this by comparison to going really, really heavy is tomorrow morning when I wake up, my muscles are gonna be incredibly sore, but my tendons, my ligaments, and my joints are gonna feel great because I'm not loading them up with just a ton of weight. I'm attacking the muscle, but I'm not really putting any stress on the joints at all. So you guys are gonna love this. Let's get it on. So those dumbbell pulse lunges, super difficult. I mean, I'm only using 35 pounds, but there's so much muscle activation and time under tension because as soon as you come down and your knee barely touches the ground, you're coming up like halfway, going back down, barely touching again, and then going up. It's a lot of workload, but that's one of the exercises I like to do first because the pump in my legs right now, it's insane. So we're gonna go from here, and then I've got a front squat, a barbell front squat complex that I really like. I think you guys will enjoy too. All right, so we'll move over to front squats. And what we're gonna end up doing is 5 pause squats. And then as soon as we finish that, I'm gonna strip off 25 pounds from each side and just rep out 10 quick reps. So we're gonna kind of shock the system a little bit by having some time under tension, pausing for about 1 second at the bottom of a front squat, then exploding out of the hole. Do that for 5 reps. Then rack it, take the 25 pounds off, and then just get 10 quick reps with 135 pounds. And it might not seem that difficult because it's only 185 pounds on front squat, but you know, that pause at the bottom, very similar to the dumbbell pulse lunges that we were doing. It's that time under tension that really makes the blood pool in the muscle and the lactic acid just straight to the muscle. So that's really essentially what we're trying to achieve with the high volume quad day, is just exhaust the muscle. You know, I'm not in the weight room to compete with anybody else in here to see who can front squat or back squat or lunge the most weight. I'm in here to try to test my body and fatigue my muscles so they can get bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive. So that's what we're achieving today. One thing you want to be mindful of is the amount of rest that you're allowing yourself between sets. Now, if this was a heavy day for me, I would give myself close to full recovery, which it's different for different people. Full recovery for me is typically about 3 minutes. I'm giving myself 90 seconds in between these sets, and one thing I wanted to address with the 10 reps of 135 after I do the 5 pause squats is, if you guys notice, I'm not coming up all the way at the top. And the reason that I'm not doing that is when you come to a top of a squat and you're standing there, your muscles are relaxed. Your quads are no longer tight. So if you just stand here like this and touch your quads, they're not tight. But if you bend down just a little bit and touch your quads, they're tense because they have to be activated in order to support you. When you're standing up like this, the majority of the workload is on your glutes. This is quad day, and so that's a reason that I'm coming up to about 90% of what a full range would be, and then I'm going right back down because I want to keep the tension on that muscle, because we're trying to fatigue the muscle. I'm not moving a ton of weight, but I want to keep the tension on the muscle because of what that's going to do is trap that blood in the muscle. And so by trapping that blood in the muscle, you're going to fatigue it faster, which if I fatigue the muscle faster, then I'm going to have to do less reps, less sets. So I'm trying to get the most out of my workout by doing the least amount of work. If that makes sense to you, it's kind of like trying to get from New York to Chicago and drive the least amount of miles. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. All right, now we're moving over to single leg press. And this is a great exercise when you do it right. The things that are important are the range of motion and your foot placement on the board. And I usually like to do like 2 warm-up sets, just to kind of get comfortable with the movement. Again, I mean, I've done this exercise 1,000 times, but just kind of depending on how your leg machine angles are set up, because I like to lift at different gyms. So every leg press machine is different, the way the seat is, the angle of the machine. So I like to do like 1 or 2 warm-up sets with the lightweight, just like 2 plates on there, just to kind of feel where I'm getting the most engagement from my quad. And another thing to be mindful of is we're hitting the quad. And so once you come down past a certain point, that's when your glute is going to be engaged and take the majority of the workload away when you're pushing. And so there's going to be, at a certain point, once you start to feel your glute engagement, stop there, and then you're going to want to finish up the exercise. So just as a normal rule of thumb for this, I would say going down about 60% of the way is a pretty good rule of thumb. But if you're gonna error, don't error past 60%. Go closer to 50%, because we're trying to isolate the quad as much as we can when we're doing this. And you wanna have your foot placement high up on the board. So a normal leg press for me is about right here. You want to bring your feet in a little bit and up. So I usually have the ball of my foot just kind of barely hanging off of the edge. And when I'm pushing through my heel. And that's going to get a ton of quad and really the lower quad. So you're going to work a lot of that vastus medialis, which is going to kind of give you that teardrop development on the bottom of your quad. All right, so I'm moving into my second set of this. My first set was with 3 plates. My second set, I usually put 4 plates. But lucky me, I've got an 88-pound kid. And I try to take him to the gym with me as much as I can, and that way I don't have to lift up as many plates. Ready, big boy? moving into our last quad exercise, leg extension, but it's very similar to the other exercises. There's a little bit of a twist on this to target a certain portion of the quad, and we're trying to target from here down. And so what we're gonna do is slide the seat all the way back, because you want to try to be able to lean back as far as you can, but then you also don't want to bring the weight all the way back. So when you come up to the top, you want to point your toes, and you want to come down halfway and all the way back up, and really squeeze the quads here. The further you bring the weight down, the further up your quad it's going to work. And I'm trying to target from here down. So I'm going to go here. With calves. Calves are the one muscle group that you can hit every single time that you work out. It's the most resilient muscle group. It's also the hardest to get to grow and develop. But the recovery ability of your calves is insane. Now for me, genetically, I have really overdeveloped calves. I don't know if it's genetics or the fact that I played a jillion sports when I was a kid. So I only train my calves one time per week. But for people who have underdeveloped calves, you can freaking hammer those things, up to 6 times per week. You do need to give them at least one rest day. But I would say, 4 to 6 times per week, as long as you're not completely blowing them out when you train them. But you can do 3 to 4 sets 5 or 6 times a week, and your calves will recover. They're just that resilient. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing single leg calf raises with a 90-pound kid on my back. But you can also do them on a leg press as well. But today, since I have my son with me, I'm gonna have a little fun with him, and I'm doing 4 sets of 15 each calf with the rookie on my back. So come on, Junior, let's go. Pounds, bro?
I'm heavy?
Yeah, man, it's my heavy today. What, you thought we were only training legs today? It's arms every day, playboy. I'm addicted, but it works. Now I'm done. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. I won't enjoy that when I wake up tomorrow. My freaking quads are on fire, but it's a great workout. So I'm new to YouTube stuff. If there's other videos that you guys want to see, or maybe there's questions about that workout that you guys are wondering, I'm going to be monitoring all of the comments below the video. So if there's something you guys want to know, or there's another video you want me to do, whether it's nutrition, whether it's recovery, diet, any of that stuff, just ask, because I'm new to the YouTube stuff. I enjoy it. It's going to be a fun platform for me to be able to kind of share the knowledge that I've learned over the years from different NFL special conditioning coaches, or the different people in the fitness industry who I've become friends with. So I've been very blessed to have some incredible mentors in my life that I've learned from, and that's really why I decided to start a YouTube channel, because I want to share that with you guys, help you guys get better, because I get a lot of fulfillment from that. I enjoy it. I love getting messages, direct messages on Instagram or tweets or Snapchats or Facebook messages when people are like, man, you know, I did this workout and I've been following your program for 6 months and I've lost weight and I've done this, and you know, I'm a better dad, or whatever the case may be. I love that. I get so much fulfillment from that. So that's why I've chosen to start a YouTube channel with my boy Michael Martucci. So whatever you guys want to see, let me know. I appreciate you guys watching the video, subscribing to the channel, and we'll check in with you soon.